Well, welcome, welcome. I know I said I was going to do it differently, but here we are. Hi, I'm Kiara.
And I'm Tanisha. I actually, you know what's so funny? I kind of was like, she's going to catch me again. And then I was like, but no, I was actually ready. Kind of. I don't know if I said my name, but my name's Tanisha. I'm very nervous. I don't know why, because we do this every Thursday. I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Did you forget?
But you're now
Well,
entering the sister. I'm about to say it. You're now entering the sister chat. I did definitely forget. I told you I'm nervous. I'm nervous today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because of the plethora of men that we have on the show, and we never have them in the. I want to say the clubhouse, but it's not the clubhouse.
in the confessions booth.
Thank you. But technically, it is a clubhouse because you know.
I mean, it's fire to be hanging with us.
You know what I'm saying?
But we have a great show ahead. Get into some deep stuff.
We
and
are.
with that,
We're about to.
I say.
Wait, huh?
Okay, we're about to what? No?
Oh, we're going to deep dive into men's mental health. That's one of mental health. If you have been with us long enough, you understand and know that I am very passionate about mental health. Men's mental health, women's mental health, children's mental health, all mental health. And I could not end this month without us doing a special episode on men's mental health again. And with the outpouring of response of the panel, we're going to give this to you twice. And who knows, maybe a third, because, you know, I still got people asking to be here. So, you know, let's see.
And with that, let's bring our guests on. Okay, we want to welcome our fellas to the clubhouse or the confessions booth, whatever you want to call it at this time. I'd love for you guys to introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, what you do. You're not getting names or signs, ladies. We're not doing that today, but you know, let's keep it high level. So how about we start with Ben?
Ben Reddy. I am a podcaster, Mr. Townhouse Media. Brought you Seriously None of the Podcast, Sports for You Wrestling, Too Much Game Podcast, and yeah, that's what I do, podcaster.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, Mr. Bars himself.
Yeah, pronounce it like the letter. I don't say it at all. I am S. Got Bars Wrestling Media. I'm a content creator, songwriter, artist, graphic designer. My LLC is S. Got Bars LLC. My label, you know, music, all that stuff. Outside of that, pushing aside the content, I also am a substance abuse counselor. So this whole mental health thing, yeah, I deal with it on a regular basis. So yeah, this is my playing field. So thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for joining us for sure.
Last but not least, Mr. Isaiah.
Boy, Isaiah Broner, pro wrestler. Isaiah Broner, aka The Problem, Midwest Best Kept Secret. I've been wrestling for the last 8 years. Current AIW Intense Champion, GCW, AIW C4, Fourth Row. I'll be everywhere, so catch me anywhere.
I know I'm gonna try to catch you when you come up here in July. When you come to Jersey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be here for ECU. Oh yeah. I'll be in and out. Yeah, I'll be in Jersey about 2 or 3 times in July for ETU and I think Produce. I think I got a couple shows for Produce, so I'll be out there.
What part of Jersey?
I think it's gonna be at the Mecca. I think where everybody, but same place they have everywhere. So yeah, I think the same building, unless they change something.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's not that far from New York.
Okay.
right, Tanisha. Got the driver's seat, ma'am.
My turn. All right. So, guys, so with this being men's mental health, well, first, hi, Delton. With this being men's mental health, I have, well, one, we're in the confession booth. I know you guys told us behind the scenes, but let everybody know in the front. What is your true serum tonight?
Water.
Yeah, water for me too.
But that's good. I like honesty. So I'm happy that you guys are going to be opened up with just plain H2O. Me, no, that's not happening. I have a buzz ball and Sprite. That's what we're gonna. That's what I have today as my true
Ball
serum.
and Sprite.
I mean, it has something else in there too, but I just feel like that's a lot. I don't need to tell y'all, but
okay. It's a hell of a cocktail.
It is. It is. It's been a day, gentlemen. It's been a day. So I just find it ironic that I will be doing mental health for you guys. It's gonna be great. So now, just so we can start this off a little bit, give us like something that they have told you growing up as a man or growing up as a boy. What is your expectation when you become a man?
I mean, mine was, making sure you always keep a job. A job was always number one. Taking care, holding down your household, being a provider, not being able to express yourself. Just, hey, you suck in and keep going. Whatever's going on, hey, you tuck that in and keep pushing. Like, no time for that. So I think that was probably the yeah. I think that was about it right there, or some of it.
Victor?
Yeah, just like it's. Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead, Isaiah.
I was gonna say just like you said, I almost say like nobody cares. Just, like life goes on type. Like stuff happens. Like it's just like you gotta find a way to find a solution. Like find your own solution. Um, you gotta find a way to provide. Well, I had to find a way to provide for myself or make stuff happen or whatever. I've been working since I was 12, trying to make sure I'm straight. Um, get into like sports and stuff like that or whatever. I play football, so finding your own way. Yeah, like and kind of having to suppress um, things that bother you or yeah, suppress those things. Like it was nobody to go open up to or whatever. It was just hey, all right, that's cool. What you gonna do about it? Or okay, go find a way to handle it. So that was kind of the things he said that and kind of stuck out to me because it sounds familiar.
Yeah, seems like that's a common thread. What about you, Victor?
A lot of things. I'm gonna just try to summarize it. Kind of, piggybacking off of what Isaiah said. Like growing up in my household. You know what I'm saying? I've had to suppress a lot. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, my family's Nigerian. So, my family, my household operated on a whole different wavelength than what a typical American family would operate on. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, for the men, had to be strong, tough, you know what I'm saying? No crying, no fussing or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You guys stand 10 toes down, basically no emotion. You know what I'm saying? And also holding the house down, taking care of your family, making sure you have a steady job. Education is number one. You know what I mean? They definitely were. My mother was definitely like, yeah, you have to go to school. You have to get a degree. You know what I mean? She wasn't so much like uh, like to the point where like you had to be all A's and B's. Just pass. You know what I'm saying? Just pass and do the right thing. Just pass. Because at the end of the day, whatever field you get into, they're not looking at your report card. They're looking at if you could do the job. So my family, my mother, she was basically on that type of vibe. But definitely, had to be strong-willed and being able to, finagle through certain obstacles when it comes to, that's that's basically it. There's a lot of other things too, but I'm pretty sure we'll tap into that, later on. But yeah, that majority.
Yeah. Um, I definitely was gonna be like gonna ask while I was listening to you guys talk, especially Victor, you talking about your mom. So with both of us being moms and we have boys, what would be the one thing that either you wish your mom would have told you or not told you to be how can I word this? What do you wish that your mom would have either instilled in you or not instilled in you so you could be a better version, or like you as you were growing up would have made it be a different version of yourself?
I wish she didn't try to shelter me so much. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in AC, especially where I grew up at, it was one of the worst sides of Atlantic City. So it was like she was always trying to like hover me so much. So I was naive to a lot of things. So when I go out there, was hanging out with my friends or whatever, things would happen. You know what I mean? I kind of would get ambushed with so much stuff and I wouldn't know how to navigate. So I had to learn fast, like street smarts real fast in order to like, what I mean, keep myself out of harm's way or know who not to hang out with. Like not saying she didn't tell me not to who not to hang out with. I'm just saying like she was so like hovering and not for nothing. I'm the only child, so like she was very protective. You know what I'm saying? And she used to. The one thing that she did, and I think it kind of like stunned me a little bit for a while, was like she used to buy me all the latest video games. So then like my reality was just gaming, anime cartoons, and that was it. By the time I got into sports, all my friends was in sports. They was outside playing basketball. By the time I got into sports, I was almost closing in on 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So like she hovered over me so much, but at the same time, I don't blame her for it, because I was her only kid and she was trying to do what she felt was best to like, protect me from the elements of whatever was around me at the time. You know what I mean? So I kind of wish she didn't do that, but at the same time, what I mean? I don't blame her, if that answers the question,
No, that does. What about you guys?
For me, I'm like naturally an introvert. So like I kind of wish she would I guess help me with communicating and open up more with people. Um, I think that's something I had to get into my adulthood and learn how to do. Like I said, like I was like basically like the second youngest of my parents' kids, so they kind of like left me to my own devices. So I figured everything out myself. Because I was an athlete, they just kind of just let me. I don't say do whatever, but it was just you know I just did whatever. And with me saying to myself, um, kind of being isolated, I didn't really experience how to properly communicate with people, even if something happened or whether it's good or bad or whatever. I didn't learn that till down the line in life. So I kind of wish she would have I guess open that avenue for me to communicate better, talk a little bit better at an earlier age.
Okay. What about you, Ben?
Um, that's pretty. That's a good one. I think. For me, something I wish he would have. Importance of time. I feel like that's something that slipped for me. Like growing up, like how important time was. Like I feel when you're younger, you waste so much time. Like, oh, I'm young, and you try and make up all of that later, and then you really playing catch up. You find yourself in your 30s somewhere. Like I done BS. Like the important parts. Like you supposed to go to college after, after high school. And whatnot. But I feel that, and I feel like maybe uh feel like she money management. Feel like money management would have been more instilled at a young age. You sit back and look at all the money you blew through, be like, damn, like it I put it like this: when you grow up on Section 8 or food stamps, you get your food stamps, and it's like you do what you got to do when you get them joints, and you keep pushing. Like, okay, they if they hit on the first, you at the grocery store on the first, and you probably gonna end up spending them joints up within the next few days. So it's never no like it wasn't no real money things being taught. I didn't learn that till like later. Like my uncle stepped in, was like, yo, he taught me a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she did what she could for what she had, because I was kind of wild back then. So she did what she could, and my uncle had to step in and be like, hey, you're gonna have to come with me. But yeah, I think money management and time, the importance of time. So I think that was like the two of the main things I wish was installed or taught.
I mean, that is very eye opening, I would say, as a mom, especially I do get food stamps. So I do, um, try to, initially I used to be like, oh, I use it all up right now because we need it right now. But to
Mm-hmm.
be able to start learning how to save and things of that nature is something that, unfortunately, even as I'm getting older, understanding that you can't just be spending everything. So that is a good, especially with my kids being young, that's good to be able to know that's a factor. And then, too, we got in the comments here, Lewis, thank you for joining us. Um, he wished that his mom knew how to communicate more support, love, and confidence. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I think this is good. For me as a mom, I got three boys. I got an 18-year-old, I got a 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And they're all going to different, like, little. So this is good. This is a good little insight. I appreciate y'all. And Dalton, it could be about anything. It could be about anything. Um, all right. So now we're going to keep getting deeper. I feel like I need to, like, get y'all some tissues or something, because I'm gonna keep prying, because I just want to, I want, because I feel like y'all never get a platform to actually feel safe enough to let down your guard or to feel like you are in a safe space. How real is that in this world for you, that you're not able to really just be who you are and don't have to be the protector or have to be the breadwinner or have to be, you know, everything to everybody? Like, what helps you, or what is what you need to be able just to breathe?
Can I answer that?
Absolutely.
Well, for one, we men, we're always taught to, like, safeguard our emotions, our feelings, our innermost whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're taught to move fearlessly. You know what I mean? Not look at any obstacles. We just run through them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of what started it, and safeguard part, like we wasn't taught to like show any type of emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like, for most of us, even if we grew up with our mothers, you know what I'm saying? Like our mothers, if like, I know for me, let me just speak for myself. I know for me, growing up where I grew up at, you know what I'm saying, and having the culture that I grew up under, you know what I mean? It wasn't no such thing as emotions. It wasn't no such thing as you crying. You gotta suck it up. You know what I'm saying? You get you go out, you get into a fight, you get your butt whooped, you get drugged. You gotta suck it up. You know what I mean? As long as you living, and you could live to fight another day. I can't. I think that kind of like, if we going through those type of situations, kind of molded you to, like, you know what I mean, safeguard yourself, everything, not allow people to see your innermost, and if they do see your innermost, you're still safeguarding some, because you thinking that, oh yeah, this dude think I'm a sucker, like, you know what I mean? Oh, just because I show my emotions on this or on that, you think I'm sweet, you think I'm soft, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying, like, and that makes you draw back and then not want to express anything, So I know I went through that a lot, Still go through it to a certain extent, if I'm being honest, but I'm a lot better than what I was, you know what I mean, before,
I mean, I respect it. What about you, Ben?
I mean, to this day, like he said, like it still lingers, like, as far as like the whole you don't get to express yourself like that, at the end of the day, it's like, you a man, shut up, pull up your bridges and keep pushing. And for me, and honestly, for me, that's kind of difficult, because I was diagnosed with mania like a few years back, so, and severe depression. So like certain things, like I don't really get to express, because it can lead to a lot of things. So I'd rather just bite my tongue, just like, I'll let it go. But I think on a daily basis, me personally, I don't think I get to express true feelings. I protect other people's feelings, or put other people's feelings before mine. And that's one thing that also is a thing too. Like, yeah, you may feel a certain way, but it's a possibility you could say something that cut way deeper than it's supposed to, or just let it go, or let it fly. Just let it fly. So I think you know and I mean, I don't know, and you see it online today that a lot of people, when men express themselves, even if it's just, whether angry or sad, like there's some type of something on both sides. Like, he's just what is it? What's the word? Emotionally unstable, or it's something's off with the guy, because he's expressing himself. But if a man is upset, a man's upset, and it is what it is. Even with my mania, like nobody knows like how, because it's good. It's good, a good mania, and then it is also like a bad mania as well. So like nobody knows the difference, whether I'm having a bad episode, or I'm just upset at something. So it's kind of tough. I don't even think my family know how to deal with it sometimes. So it is what it is.
I'm gonna touch back in on it, but we have people in the comments giving us some good stuff too. So Dark Wind, he pretty much said, it's real life every day. I feel like how I feel means nothing. Wow. As long as I provide. So I just end up bottling everything up inside until I snap.
Mm-hmm. And that's the wrong thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I elaborate on that? So,
yeah.
shout out to Darkwing. That's my guy. You know, Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast. I mean, that's my partner in crime. What he said definitely is facts because you know, like I said before, we have to bottle up all this emotion, and then when we snap, you know, not to mention, you know, working in the type of environment that I work in, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a 6'3.5", you know, black guy. You know what I'm saying? And I work in an environment where it's majority, you know, white. You know, and like how I would look if I go off is going to be different how the next person would look. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I catch myself at times, like even when I see something that's wrong and I'm passionate about it and I want to go and confront it and say, no, you can't do that. You know, I have to hold back because, you know, being who I will always look like the aggressor, even with the glasses or without the glasses, even with a smiling face, I'm still going to look like the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? So I catch myself having to draw back, you know, and really like, you know, having to analyze certain things differently in order to get my point across. You know, it could sometimes be pretty difficult, especially in the field that I'm in, but at the same time, it teaches me something about myself that I didn't know I had, because not for nothing, like when you working in these certain environments, or even when you're just outside, period, you have to turn it on and off. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't, like, let's be for real. We being real. So like, there's always eyes. There's always eyes on us.
Mm-hmm.
We can't act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be like this way just to be able to live life. It's really bad.
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
No.
Not on such a great point, too.
I know. I'm like, he was making such a good, valid point right now. At first, I was like, is it me? I was about to tell my kids to get off computers right now. Because that's happened to me.
I was doing the same thing.
It happens to me all the time. I'd be like, is it me? I don't know. I was like trying to watch everybody to see who was frozen, not frozen. Oh, man.
I think we all were.
Hopefully, he's going to come back and give us back that valid point, because that's a really valid point, and not to make this a race thing, but it's the truth. We all know that's the truth. We, even us as females, we got to react a certain way, and if we don't react the way that they want us to react, then we are now the angry, bitter black woman, or whatever the case is, the stereotype that they give us, versus just trying to see it for what it is and understanding that we are just like everybody else who has feelings and emotions and everything like that. But I did want to say, and then Ben, I'm gonna let you, and then Isaiah, if you have something to say, I want you to chime in too. I did want to talk in on what Darwin said about how he feels means nothing as long as you provide. That is such, I feel like that's such like I don't want to say sad, because I don't want to use that word, but I feel like I think that's like a common thing. But also that could be unfortunately how we are structured as women sometimes, or even people in general. That is what's being told us, that you're supposed to provide, and we're seeing in a different light, right? And especially to go back to our skin tone in our family, in our society, each black person not the same, each black community is not the same, you know, each, like, even as like living in New York, right? And this is a melting pot of so many different cultures and vibes and everything like that. Like how an African family may look at what their men and their women are supposed to do is completely different than Southern New York black families, or Caribbean families, all the things I can sit here and know about, Jamaicans, Haitians, like how they view the family structure and as men. I can understand where that can come from. But if that's what is being provided to you, that your feelings mean nothing, then all I can tell you is to do some self work, because I don't want to point nobody out and say you got the wrong partner, you got this, got that, because I don't know nobody's situation. But a part of me wants to say you got the wrong partner. Because if the partner just wants you to provide and don't want to care nothing about your feelings, then that's a problem. And that's on both sides of the spectrum. That's a problem. Because your feelings do matter. And you shouldn't have to wait to bottle up and then snap. Because I'm one of those. My sister can tell you. I will sit here and hold everything, and then I snap. And then they be like, but what you mad about? And then I start listing everything, and it could be from months ago. And you be like, so why didn't you just say that in the beginning? And I'm like, because you run with it because you're in that sense of self-preservation. There you go. I was gonna get it. But but I just wanted to say that. But yes, Ben. Oh, hi, Victor. You're back.
Yeah, it pushed me offline. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm here.
I brought you back. Don't worry, I brought you back. I did want to add one thing though, just really quickly, because I saw it in the chat too. Another thing I think we don't talk about is how family structures are. Like I think we talk about a little bit on my show. I was raised by a whole bunch of women and my father separately, right? So I was taught like the role of a man was very diminished on the other side of my family. And that was certainly a challenge when you get married and when you start having children and when you do all of those things, because you have to learn where the roles really fit instead of what you were taught sometimes. And so having to relearn the right way to treat people, to actually humanize men instead of assuming they're this or that. I think that is something that I've seen society struggle with too, growing up that way. And still to this day, I can certainly say that my husband and my mother are not the best fans of one another, but I think a lot of that is mostly because of how we were raised. Like, it wasn't even so much as looking at them as checkbooks, because that wasn't it. It wasn't being a provider was not the role that men had taken on in that family prior. The women were the dominant ones, and they were the ones that ensured you survived. So I also want to point that out, that is certainly something that factors into this conversation as well.
I think women always been the glue, right? Like even back in the day, like the man went out and busted it. Can we cuss on here? I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, you good.
The man used to go out. The man used to go out and bust his ass, and sometimes they used to come home and hand the check straight to wife and be like, "Hey, handle everything. I got the money. I'm handing you the check. You pay the bills. X, Y, Z." A lot of times they were holding the household down. So I understand for the fam that feel that way, because I was raised by, of course I'm from California. But all my grandparents from both sides is from the South.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Mississippi, Georgia, and Texas. All four of my grandparents, stay. So they were. That's what I seen. Like, and that's on both sides, and that's so. I was raised by one family was doing great. The other family wasn't doing so great. And it was both on both sides. My grandfather on the side that was doing great, he had his own business, and he would come home. Hey, here's the money. My grandma got all her back then. They was writing everything in books. She write these things. She actually she was the landlord of his property. She would go pick up the checks and things. So I understand that part, and I think back then, I don't think it's tough. I don't know if men was really tripping off of that back then, because they went out and worked, wifey handled everything else. But nowadays it's very different. I think it's more of it seemed like it's I don't know if it's social media that's doing this. I don't know if it's some type of government plot that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's
Uh-oh.
going on because we've been me and my boy been talking about this for the longest. Like it seems like every video that pop up is like if a man ain't doing this and this and this and XYZ, like the 9 to 5 nigga is exiled. Like he's done now. Like what we can have great jobs and be a 9 to 5 nigga, you guys. Like we can do it. We can do it. So it's now like, oh, if you don't have X amount of money, a lot of times you are looked at as like, and I really hate when a woman is not bringing nothing to the table and demand so much. That part right there is mad. That like is mad crazy. Like at least you have meet me halfway if at least or whatever the case. But to have nothing, or at least if you don't have nothing to bring to the table, at least be that emotional that person I can share my emotions with at the end of the day. Like if you can't be nothing else, at least be my rock and my emotional soft place. I come there, whatever the case it may be, but it's just different now. I just think it's a little different. It's a little demanding of man, like, hey, you better have XYZ or it's not gonna happen. So it's a little different now than it was back then, but whatever floats your boat, people.
That's a really good point, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say it's definitely social media for sure. I mean, I never cared about social media as much, but I do, especially because they be listening, and all of a sudden you be looking on your feed like, hold on, wait a minute, how did you know I was thinking about that? Like it'd be like crazy stuff, and you'll get the ones, especially like if let's say you're mad at somebody, they're like, you need to leave them. Oh, why? Wait, why do I need to leave? What happened? Or even like so I definitely think it's social media. I think social media definitely has clouded a lot of people's perceptions, um, and and of course the generations after us have more of a voice. They're understanding their voice. They're saying it in different ways. They want different type of changes, which are great. I'm not saying change is not a bad thing, but when you start wanting to change certain things, and you're just like, and you wonder why you're not getting the results you want because you're trying to change something. Like it's not everything is not we could just change everything and everything's going to go how it is. Sometimes you need to just maybe change a little bit of a wheel and not the whole wheel to expect a different change. Um, and then dark one, I see that. So it starts at home for sure. I can tell you, as me, as being a black mom, I do not tell my children that they can't cry, that you're not supposed to be feeling nothing, you can't express yourself. And I think I got that from our dad, where it's one of those like, as long as you can tell me whatever, how you feeling, as long as you're respectful. As long as you're being respectful while you're talking to me, I will listen to you. I will hear what you got to say. Never, because I don't want my sons to feel like they can't express themselves whenever they get in a relationship or when they get with their friends or wherever the case is, that you can't express how you are feeling. Always stay respectful. Like even when you're mad, figure it out. Like don't, because that also carries you in a long, how I look at it, carries you a long time. Like how you treat people, how people treat you. It just carries yourself in a different way. I mean, that's how I look at it. Um, so I do think as moms we have to be better to as the generations that are growing up, so the guys don't feel like you guys can't express yourselves and have a rock, because we can't. That's the one thing I will say on social media. A lot of females were like, I just want my man to be confident in me and confide in me and tell me all everything that's going on. But then on the flip side, you got people that will sit here and then go put it in your face, and then you're like, why did I just tell you that? So now I can't trust you. And I think that's where that misconception is too. As like we say, we want y'all to be soft, we want y'all to come to us with y'all issues, but then we also don't make it a soft place for you to land.
Some people don't. I want to rationalize that with some people.
I definitely, I mean, I get on people's nerves, but I definitely like to be the soft landing, but not everybody's like that. And I think that's another view. Isaiah, do you have anything to add before we move on to the next?
Could I get the like what was the like because now I was having an audio issue trying to get the whole question and kind of take before I commented on it.
So I don't really remember the question because I kind of answered out. I made that up on the fly, but I think it was the gist of what did you pretty much wish your mom probably would have told you as a man, and then
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I guess to follow up on like the parts that I heard about, I think somebody said about like basically like they don't feel important and that I understand that feeling like I think like Dave Chappelle said in the comments like uh, a lot of men feel like they're loved on condition if that makes sense and it's like you'll get love shown to you as long as you're providing a service or you're doing something on condition. And the second that something doesn't happen, because I've had this experience, I've had this happen with me. At the minute you can't do something or you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's thrown in your face or, you know what I'm saying? You know, the other side of the show is like a 180 or whatever. So I know everybody's not like that or whatever, but when I heard that, that's the first thing I thought about or whatever. And it's I don't know, maybe it is social media, maybe it's not, whatever. But it's it seemed like more of a common thing going on now, whatever. I don't know, it's crazy, but I do understand it feeling like you're being held onto or loved on condition as a man because you know certain expectations are on you, and if you can't provide certain expectations at a certain time, or whatever, then it seems like you cut off or something.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back to the comments and then I will ask another question. So one of our viewers, Lewis, has a question for you guys, and his question is, "Where are your safe places?"
Hmm. Uh, um, I got a bunch of safe places actually. You know, my first and number one safe place is my home. You know what I'm saying? My home, being in my own confines of my home, my space. You know, being around my family, my wife, my kids. That's my first and foremost first safe place. My second one will probably be the studio. I like to record music, so I vent. I'll vent a lot in my music. You know what I'm saying? I feel like art form is the best way to release. You know, so I will vent. You know, in the studio. The other place is between the gym, going to the gym to work out, or on the basketball court because I like to hoop. So those are the places where I would, basically, release my frustration and, allow those positive endorphins to come in and, you know what I'm saying, just get, just shake all that stuff off. So I would say, those are my safe places for me.
Ben?
Um, yeah, my safe place is home, and I just try and be creative. Like a lot of my issues, sometimes I don't know if it's like a real issue or if it's like another issue happening. So I'll be like to myself. So a lot of times, so I'll come in here in this room and just be like, all right, I'm going to force myself to work to get whatever anything that's bothering me. I'm gonna come in here and work it off. Unfortunately, that's what one of the things that I learned along the way of trying to deal with certain things was taking mine off of it and put it on something else. Like you said, I done went for walks around the neighborhood. I didn't felt some kind of way. I get up, leave the house, go walk through the neighborhood. Yeah, that's pretty much, man. I try and take a lot of the negative things that hit me and try and make something positive out of it. You know, whether it's coming up with some idea for, you know, a show for somebody, or, you know, something of my own, or, you know, it's just those things to try and take my mind off of the day-to-day difficulties that I deal with. But a safe place, I mean, yeah, man. Myself, like I have certain people that I'll talk to. Like I call certain people my voice of reason. I'll talk to them, and you know, outside of that, man, you know, I really try and fight my way out of those things where, you know, where I need to be safe. I just put that time in. I call it a dojo. I go inside my head and be fighting all that shit off. Like, get up off of me. And then, hey, you know, and then we have here, you know, I started podcasting like in 2014, and in 20, a little bit after the pandemic, that's when I was diagnosed. Like I left all of this alone. Like I still had shows running that I wasn't a part of me myself. Like I had to step back and find that space, and that space was, you know, upstairs in my head, and working them out. Because like we said earlier, you talk about certain things and it may get looked over, and that may, you know, if you talk to someone that you feel safe with, and that conversation don't go, and it feel like it's in one ear out the other. For me, that I'll be upset. I'll just leave it there. Like I'll be upset. Like if I came to you with this and it's just going out the other, and are there some type of not enough attention on this conversation, what we doing, and it's more I'm coming to you with something serious, but you got the social media in your hand, not paying attention. So, you know, it's a lot of it's one of those things. So unfortunately, I had to learn to fight off a lot of things, because, you know, you don't want to sit there and talk somebody's ear off and they're not hearing nothing. It's like, oh yeah, oh wow, that's crazy. Oh cool. I know all y'all done dealt with, talk to people like, oh, and I done it myself too. Like and you know, because being there,
you check yourself out.
It was a different situation. Like I was being there for somebody because that person was in the need of getting something off on their own. Like I'm here, but I drifted off because, you know, my brain be going other places. Like, oh yeah, it's crazy, and I come back. So I understand all that stuff. But when it's somebody that you know you going to for that conversation, it's not heard. You know, it can make something out of nothing, as they say.
Isaiah?
Stay home. Wanna like wrestling. Like, you know, go to shows and you know, get ready for shows, get ready for matches. You know, that takes me away from everything, whatever. Like nothing, everything that's going on don't matter at that particular time, because, you know, I'm focused on something that, you know, brings me peace and joy. And I would say the gym. Uh, like I say, like going there, doing something, and I'm getting away from. I'm able to just get away from whatever's bothering me or whatever's on my mind. So them the three things for me. I just like my three safe havens right there.
Okay. All right. Are y'all ready? We're going to get a little deeper. Just a little deeper. And then I promise you, at some point, I'm going to get y'all out the deep road. Okay. So, my question for you guys is, maybe we kind of actually, I know we touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to ask the question exactly. What is a myth about manhood or success that you completely brought into your during your 30s and now realize was toxic to your peace of mind?
That's a good one.
Right?
Can you repeat it one more time? I need to make sure I heard it right.
Absolutely. So it's pretty much okay. So hold on. Let me get anybody in their 40s besides me. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let me ask the question.
Okay, wait. Let me pause. Let me pause for a second because this is a moment. This is a moment. Normally, when I tell people we're older than we look, she makes me shush. So, like, this is a moment. I feel like we need to live in this for about 15 seconds because y'all don't understand the struggles I go through. When I'm like, we're millennials, and she's like, shh. I'm like, ma'am, don't be in my DMs. Okay.
It felt like a safe space. It felt like a safe space. Okay.
Okay. I'm
no judgment.
15 seconds up. I just needed to live in that for 15 seconds. So when I clip it and replay it for you, that's why.
No. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to clip that part. We're going to let that part, simmer. We're just going to let it over there. Like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to
see how that goes.
We're going to be here in the moment to hear it. After that, we're not. This is not, deja vu. We're not going to rewind and bring it back. Like, this is not Groundhog Day. What's going on?
Check out our Patreon. We will absolutely do that. Check out the Patreon. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Okay.
Sorry, I just need to live in there.
So the question again is, what is a myth about manhood or success that you completely brought into during your 30s, but now realize was toxic to your peace of mind? So now with y'all being 40s, in y'all 40s, what is something that in your 30s that you brought with you, realizing that was toxic, that wasn't great?
I don't trust nobody. And it's very damaging, like, even with people trying to be nice, it's tough, man. Like, I really, really don't trust nobody. And it's sad. Like, for me to 100% trust you, you have to be, like, innocent. Like, a babe, you got to be young, like 3 years, like, of innocence. Like, there's nothing you haven't lived longer. I have a real issue of trusting people. Like, so, like, it damages, like, growth. It damages growth, as far as, like, meeting new people, rubbing shoulders with people. Because I also, and it's crazy that I do podcasting, that I can sit here and talk y'all ear off on this mic. You meet me in person, I'll probably be like, I'll be sitting there like, I'd rather listen than talk in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, that's one of the things that carried, and that probably started late teens, probably. So I've been dragging that luggage for a long time, and therapy. Then had therapists, psychiatrists. Like, it's tough. Like, for me to trust, like, it is tough. Like, I have a niece that's 2 years old. Like, and I trust her. Like, she running here right now, probably, ear to ear, like this. Like, I can trust her 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? Because she haven't. It sounds crazy. She haven't lived long enough yet to get to a stage where there's some kind of turn, or some kind of, like, oh, he's this or he's that or something like that. So unfortunately, I've been dragging that for a long time. So and it also leads to cutting people off is, like, way too easy. Like, well, that's that. Keep on going, that thing too. So yeah, my trust issues is terrible, like, all the way in the negative. Terrible. So that's.
I hate to hear that. I'm sorry. I really hate to hear that, because I get it. I got trust issues too, but I think one of the things I think is really important is you have to give a certain level of trust, right? Because, like you said, it can certainly affect your growth and affect your relationships. And, like, I love to tell my kids and my husband, people need people. Even though they try to push back, I'm like, I hate to break it to you. That's a psychological need here. People need people. And so there's always going to have to be some level of trust. Now, no one says go, give them your whole life and hope for the best. But there are some surface things that you can absolutely start with. So I hate that for you. I'm gonna pray for you, Ben. But beyond that,
thank you.
I'm gonna find some resources for you to work on that one, because I feel like even a minuscule amount of trust. We are all human. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect walking this earth, but there's just be someone you trust and some level of trust you're able to operate on, even if it's not this like, you got to start. If you got to start with just a dust speck of trust, you can, but
I got
a little bit would be helpful with the niece. I mean, with the world. But I love that for you. Okay,
Victor.
I think for me, sometimes I could be a little bit too defensive. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a lot better now as I'm older. But I felt like during my more youthful times, like I was a little bit too defensive. But I also feel like that came from like safeguarding my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And being around the environment that I was in at the time, safeguarding that. So I feel like, my guard was always up. I was always in defend mode. Even if it was a joke, I'll give like, what? Like, what you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't even be that serious, So I had to work on that, because I go back to like the field that I'm in, like, working there and stuff, like we crack jokes all the time. And like that kind of like passes the time. Like when you working in the mental health field, you gotta laugh because people be doing some of the most outlandish things, and you like, yo, man, these people is wilding. Like, why? And so I at that point in time in my life, like I don't think I would have been able to survive in this type of environment because I was so defensive. So I carried that with me for a great long while until I learned how to navigate and, learn that, look, man, it ain't that serious. Chill out, relax, pump your brakes, And once I learned how to do that, then everything else just started to open up because, not for nothing, when you too defensive, people feel like they gotta walk on eggshells when they're around you. You know what I'm saying? You can't like talk. Like anytime they feel like anything they say, you're gonna start going off, and that's not healthy, and so I definitely had to learn how to have more of a personality, more of a sense of humor, which I do. It's just that, like I said, going back to my environment, it kind of made me safeguard a lot of that I had instilled in me, But once I was able to, let all that out, people were surprised, like, oh, wow, like, you know what I mean? This guy really can express himself. He really can talk. He really can do this and do that. So yeah, I think that was my main issue, just being too defensive, That's kind of something I worked on.
Isaiah, wait, how old are you?
32.
Okay, well, this question we could flip it. What in your 20s? Right? What's in your 20s that you
so many things.
I know, right? Realize now as 32 that was like something that was toxic to your peace.
I ain't gotta carry. I can't save everybody. I feel like, especially like if you're close to me or if I'm in a relationship with you, if something happened to you, it was my responsibility to find a solution for you. Something happened to a family member, like the way because I would find a way for myself. So I felt the need to, okay, take on your problems. And in a hindsight, sometimes I would injure myself or I'll put myself in a position. I put myself in a bad position helping somebody else. And sometimes you just can't save everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, so the older I'm getting is like, wow, the good intention is there, and if I can do it, I can do it. But I can't continue to go out my way and put myself in a bad spot to take on everybody else's problems. If that,
Mm.
you know, if that makes sense.
That's a good one. That I think that to know that you can't save everybody is I think that's a universal, right? But to
I'm still
even
working on
hear,
that.
yeah, she is. She tries to save everybody, and she can't.
I do.
But to even hear it when you guys say it, like as like you try to save people, either they don't want to be saved or they can't be saved, and now you feel defeated because you're trying
Mm.
and it still can't happen, and you're just trying to figure out, well, what did I do? Well, what else do I need to do? See, I'm the other person. I'm like, what else do I need to do to get you to understand and see what's happening, right? I may not be able, I need to be able to save a piece of you. If I can save a piece of you, I feel like I did my job. And if I can't, then I look like I'm a failure. So I feel like even like listening to that conversation is just like, for you guys, that sucks. Because I know there's people that you really want to save and they don't want to be saved, you know?
Mm.
But I do want to. Oh, there we go. Lewis has for you guys, can vulnerability improve mental health? Ooh. What do y'all think?
Yeah, with a therapist. If
Or a
that,
safe space. Or a safe space.
yeah, with a therapist. Yeah, I mean, nah, but in all seriousness, if you have someone who's emotionally intelligent, yeah, I think so. I think a lot of us get cut short because you'd be afraid of having these for real conversations, and what would be the response of having these conversations of vulnerability, whether it's something, whatever, whether something bother you or a certain decisions have to be made. um if you have a partner or girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, whatever the case, if you have a partner that's emotionally intelligent, you can get through a lot of things. Shit, you could talk through World War III or some sort of stuff like that. Like with the right partner, any is endless. Is endless things that you guys can accomplish together, because it's that if we can sit there and have a conversation about anything and everything, and I can sit here and say, hey, I don't like the way you, I don't know, cook chicken, whatever the case. And if you get upset at that and not hearing why I don't like how it's cooked, maybe it's because it's too hot for me. Maybe you put a little bit too much pepper, and now I'm sitting here at 12 o'clock at night coughing my what is it,
Lungs.
stomach acid and all that buildup, all that acid reflux up. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's speaking to some 40-year-old problems.
You feel me? gotta keep the tongues by the bedside. You know what I mean?
That Pepsi, you gotta keep it together.
Hey, y'all laughing? I for sure got. I for
No,
real
no,
got
we laugh because we get it.
Yeah, we get it. Like not to put my man's business out here, but we definitely have it by the bed. It's like literally by the bed. We have it we have it everywhere. You never know who may need it, when you may need it. I mean, I'm the queen. I will pop a Pepsi quickly. Like, oh nope, this doesn't feel right. I ain't going through this and feel like I'm about to
die. and they don't taste bad. Hey, pop
right?
You know, they've got a lot better. They don't taste like no cardboard. You be like, oh, this is a berry flavor. Oh, okay, I'll take that.
See, Isaiah is like, what's wrong with y'all?
Oh no, y'all good. That's life.
Or even if you like feel like you still need to go out, like me, I'm trying to live my best life outside. I don't know why, but if I still feel like I need to go outside, I'll pop one of those ones that has the mint flavor, just so the breath still smells great.
Or you could get a mint.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're still trying to, you know what? Hold on, wait. That just sounded crazy because that's not what I meant. I'm not trying to say my breath stank. I'm just saying that.
That took that to a whole other place. That's not what we was talking about. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Send help.
See, it wouldn't be
Thank you.
Midnight
Thank you.
Confessions if I didn't come and say something crazy. See, look, this works. It works itself out. I have to lighten it up a little bit because it's just going to keep getting deeper.
Okay.
Are y'all ready?
Like I'm gonna need therapy after this too. Jeez.
Right?
You know what? I'm happy you said therapy because this next question is about therapy.
Okay.
Oh man.
My therapist on speed dial. Don't worry.
I haven't seen my therapist in a month. So anyway, now it says, and
She need to get on that schedule. I'm just gone.
it's all right. I'm gonna ask this question. In many of our households, therapy or admitting your overwhelm was traditionally seen as a luxury or a weakness. What was the exact moment you realized I can't just pray this away and I just can't work through this?
Can you repeat
Isaiah.
that one more time?
Oh, sure. So, in many households, or mainly Black and Hispanic households, in many of our households, therapy or admitting um, that we were overwhelmed was traditionally looked as a luxury or weakness. What was the exact moment that you realized that you couldn't just pray this away or you just couldn't work through it on your own?
For me, just realizing one is like growing up, like, how I would hear, I think the thing amongst like a lot of black families is, you don't need no therapy. Like, or if you go to therapy, you crazy, or you don't need therapy, go sit your ass down, or something like that. So for me, it's just it is realizing running into a problem that ain't going away, and the way I'm approaching a situation, or if it's a repetitive situation, it's not going away, then maybe I need to try an alternative way to handle it. And whatever it is affecting the various things in my life. So it never hurts it never hurts to try because worst case scenario is therapy didn't work. You can just stop going. You know what I'm saying? Or you feel like it didn't work, try another method or whatever. But yeah, it's just when you faced with a situation and it ain't working, how you, I guess like growing up, like I would see my parents handle certain stuff, and then me being an adult, and I'm like, damn, this shit don't work like that, or it's stupid. Like, why am I doing this? And I'm getting this outcome. I need to find out another solution to this. So, we're dealing with things inside that you don't have the answers to. So you have to dig deeper or be willing to find a solution or find out exactly what's going on with you or whatever. So that is me. Like I got stuck, didn't know why I was in the situations I was in, and the route I was going wouldn't work. So it ain't killing me to go talk to somebody to go try to see exactly how I can unpack what's going on with me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing
that.
Victor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, when I lost my mother to cancer, that's kind of like, when I was like crashing out and I couldn't like, I couldn't, I never got a chance to mourn properly because, you know, it went back to that, you know, I gotta be strong, I gotta be tough and everything for my kids. I don't want my sons, because I got two young boys, and I got my daughter. I don't want them seeing me like all emotional and whatever. So I gotta suck it up. So for years it was building up, and I never vented. I never vented to my wife. I never really vented to none of my friends. I just was, you know, it just was like stuck, you know, and it kept building up to the point where I was crashing out at work, you know, I was crashing out at home. And it was so many things that just the slightest thing I would snap. And, you know, it was at that moment where I knew I had to go seek help, you know, and my I remember my wife was so offended because she was like, I had to, I had to like do like a public speaking at my church. So I'm talking to the youth and whatnot, right? And I mentioned everything connected around Mother's Day, and I didn't mention my wife, but I mentioned every single thing about my mother. You know what I'm saying? So afterwards, right, my wife pulled me aside, and you know, she was mad. She was upset, and but she wasn't upset in a way like, oh yeah, I can't believe this guy. You know what I'm saying? She sort of like put the pieces together and figured out like, hey, listen, you never really vented and never really mourned properly when you lost your mother. You never really mourned, and she was right. I didn't, you know? And when I realized that all these behaviors that I was doing and that I thought was normal, I had to go seek help. You know, I had to go get some therapy. I had to get some counsel, you know what I mean, at my job. You know, I had to talk to certain people that had that soft, you know, calming demeanor that can just hear me out and just let me just release everything. You know what I'm saying? Because bottling up that frustration, you never know what could happen, you know. And it was very toxic for me at that point in time, you know, because I really didn't realize how I was harming myself until later on, you know. And then once I did, that's when I seeked help. So yeah, I can relate, you know, relate.
Sorry you had to go through all of that. That's a lot to hold on to. Um,
Yeah.
but happy that you were able to finally get it out. Hopefully, everything, you know? What about you, Ben?
Um, so growing up, uh, even younger, I felt like there was something was off. Like I can from going 0 to 10 real quick. Like I can feel these things. I had issue with doing certain things, and it didn't make sense to me. We fast forward to a few years ago, and I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, and um, like my man's was talking about, I was also one of those people who did everything for everybody,
Mm.
and I became, and I think it got to a point where it became the straw that broke the camel's back. Like that was like the quote unquote thing that made my chain come off. And like, cause I had things that I dealt with that I never fully dealt with from the past. So it was like that was the at that time all the things was happening, and it was like, yeah, if you look at somebody you love and you think about violence, is never good, especially the person that I was that upset with. Like there's no way in hell I should feel this way about that person. So I need to call. And which is crazy is that without saying too much, I have to say some of it. Like one of the past situations that I had made me feel a certain kind of way about certain a certain group of individuals.
Mm.
And what do you believe when I got my therapist? My
It was
therapist
that
was one of
certain
those.
group.
It was one of those individuals, and it can't. When that person came up, I just started laughing. I said, "Wow, God, you got me with this one. This is funny. This is funny as hell. It's not only I came here for something else, but now I got to be here and I have to talk to this person about what I'm going through. And this person, this person have no idea. Like I hate. For lack of better words, I hated this type of these type of people, and and what made me get over the hatred for these people. One of those people came into my life and we ended up got close and we started doing business together. Like, oh, even she when she met me, she was like, you didn't like me when you first met me. No, I didn't because of XYZ. She's like, oh, that makes sense. We could talk about that later off camera, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
No,
yeah,
I mean I get it. I understand.
you know what I'm saying. So, but the thing that, but going through that stuff, it was like, and that's what made me call. Like, yeah, I think it's time. Like, prayer work because there was a one night I had this just crazy night. And that prayer, I woke up, everything changed, and but I had people telling me like, you should go to therapy. You should go to therapy, and growing up where we grew up at, it was like that mess was like frowned upon back in the day. Like, oh, that nigga's crazy. He got a therapist. That nigga's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how everybody would think. Like, oh, nah, I'm not going. And it made me think like, I wonder at one point did my mom ever think like, yo, this little nigga's crazy. You know what I'm saying? She just like, man, he just gonna have to be crazy. I'm not gonna embarrass us sending him to therapy. Like he's just gonna have to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff I did was wild. Like I got mad at Soup. I don't know if y'all into video games, but back in the day, a long time ago, there was a video game called Super C, which was Super Contra on Nintendo. And I kept dying, getting my ass whooped, and I lost my mind and put the Nintendo cord in my mouth and snatched it out the controller. And my mom came in and was like, yo, now how you gonna play the game, fool? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't think that far. So I think if she's seen that, I feel like she should have been like, yeah, that's not normal activity for this little nigga to be snatching this cord out this Nintendo controller. You know what I'm saying? And so it's been things that I think about that happen in life. Like, damn, like I wonder, did they notice? But it's like, you know, he'll be all right. So but things to call the weight of the world is the reason why I called the therapist. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to talk to, and it worked for a little bit. It worked for a little bit. Then I'm like, I'm cool. And I do need to go back though. I do need to go back.
I wasn't
I was
gonna
about
say
to say
nothing.
because I was about to say I was gonna ask that question for like you guys because I know there's people out there that go to therapy. I mean, I was definitely one. I went to therapy, then I stopped because whatever my reasons were, and then I was like, and then I went back. So it's like, but I feel like this is a common trend too. So correct me if I'm wrong, and this is just me as a female looking in from the outside. That let's say you guys, when you guys realize you guys need that extra help in therapy, you go for that moment of whatever that problem is. Then once you realize it's over and you have pretty much mastered that how can I say this?
Challenge.
Hurdle.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Hurdle challenge. Then you'd be like, all right, I'm good. I don't need you no more. And then you move on to the next thing. And then you still
I'm
kind
back,
of still
bitches.
struggling. You're still struggling. So what, and maybe Victor, you can answer this because this you also work in this field, right? So what makes you stop and then let everything else build up again until you realize you may need to go back or you never go back?
Well, for one, what makes you stop going is because you think you have control over the situation. You'll gain this certain type of confidence, and you like everything is going well, and like, yeah, I got this, whatever. One thing that a lot of my clients you know, would say was like, I got it under control. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, no, you don't. You know what I mean? Because we still had the same behaviors you had the other day, and so what happens is they feel they got it under control, so they just cut everything off cold turkey, and they just, try to navigate things on their own. So yeah, they might be able to do it for the first few weeks, maybe month or two, but then something new comes about, and instead of them staying within the cycle of getting that therapy and like, talking to someone who understands and whatnot, now they're faced with a new challenge. They don't know how to even navigate through that. So what happens? They end up coming right back to where they were at before. We call it the revolving door syndrome. You know what I'm saying? You go right in and you coming right back out, and not for nothing, in mental health, that's an occurring thing. Like, you got people who say they got it under control. I mean, if we're talking about substances, alcohol, drugs, whatever, like, people think they got it under control. They know exactly what they're doing, and before you know it, they don't. So, like, like it's not weak, or it's not, how do you put it? Like, it's not a weak thing to, like, ask for help. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing to go ask for help. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad thing to have a partner in crime, or have like one of my good friends at my job would say, an accountability partner. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to just point at you and say, hey, you ain't supposed to be doing that. What's going on here? It's not a bad thing to have that, because if you do have that, then you can always constantly, have that reminder, like, yeah, it'll snap you out of it right away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that answers,
it does. Question. That does answer my question. I want to get into the chat because I've been looking at this message, and I just want you to know that we see you. And I realize, I think that's like a trend, even like listening to you guys, and like you don't realize you need help until you are at that point of no return. And then you're like, ooh, I think I need to figure this out. So I hope at some point, like, whoever's watching, or even with you guys, Ben, that you guys don't wait until you're at that breaking point again to seek or to be vulnerable with somebody and feel safe enough to be able to express what needs to get expressed without judgment. And I think that's the one thing that when we're talking to somebody, I know I'm very guilty. If I feel like you're going to judge me on the things I'm going to say to you, I'm not about to tell you anything other than the version I want you to know, because I don't need the eyes of, you sure? Because our facial expressions, I know mine. If you've watched the show enough, my face says everything that's happening. Even if I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, I didn't say anything. So if I think that I'm watching you and seeing your face, and your face is just like, I don't care, or, oh, what you talking about, then it's a mechanism to shut down. And I just hope for you guys, as we keep moving on, and as life keeps happening, and as we get older, it becomes a thing. All right, I got 2 more questions, and then we're going to get lighthearted. Okay? One is directly towards Isaiah. So, with you being a wrestler and you play certain characters, you have a gimmick or a character that you play. What's a gimmick or character you find yourself playing in everyday life just to avoid showing vulnerability?
Uh, all honestly, like I'm me when I wrestle. Um, a little turned up. Um, I was saying I'm introverted. Like I'm pretty much like unless you like close to me, like I'm pretty much to myself, whatever. So what's like a gimmick? It's just I heard like 50 Cent like a while ago, like when something will happen to him, he will have to handle himself because like he's like who I'm wrong to get myself. Like it wasn't nobody there, so that's as close as I can get it. It's like it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's not really a game. Like I guess I couldn't classify it as close as a game I can get. It's just me. Like I guess like 50 centish minus he is. Um, but I guess along those lines or whatever, but yeah, it's just me. Like it's all me.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I was thinking like, I get it because I mean, different versions of ourselves. We are like, if you meet me in person, right? I mean, you guys know me as Tanisha, but my sister would tell you I like to say, I have two different personalities. My first name is one person, and Tanisha is the best version. Let me put it that way. But I get it. Why you don't make the face? Why are you making the face? Catherine is more of a watered down version. When did you start doing sound effects? Wait a minute.
Oh, you've been missing this for a minute here. I've been cracking up. I was like, I wish I could do them because the way that this show goes sometimes, like it just.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, like I promised.
Clearly, my face also tells you everything. I'm thinking.
That's not even.
I think it's a family trait.
I know. Whatever. But thank you, Isaiah, for expressing that. I appreciate you. So now, I know I said two more questions, but I lied. This is really two more questions, and then we are. Oh wait, there is love. I was going to put you, sir. I have a process. We're going to get there. I'm gonna say your comment because it's going to be after I do this.
I was going to say, he's been waiting so patiently.
He has. Okay, fine. I'll put you there. It's going to throw me off, but it's okay. Bailey, he says men have to be independent and do it on their own. Nothing is wrong with asking for help. Men needs community and friendships, people to lean on at all times.
I think that was a misconception or something. I don't think that it was like that. He was responding to a question.
Okay. Because I was like, you're right. And that's why I hope you guys join our community because, it's fun here. We try to make sure everybody is seen, heard, and loved. What? All right, your sister's a little turned up. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
I'm just glad my daughter's not in the chat right now. She said she was gonna, and I was like, I hope she went to please God.
Okay, so now, I think I may have said something of this nature, but I didn't really say it all the way. So, as women, sisters, and mothers, we often see that men we love go completely silent when stressed. Break it down to us. When a man goes completely silent, what is actually happening in your head? And what do you need from the women in your life in that exact moment?
Excellent question.
Man,
and she sips a drink after the question.
Hope you While the rest of us drinking water.
Spit it out, damn it. Spit it out.
While the rest of us over here with water, okay? Like, what's happening?
Well, I mean, honestly, when I get into my silent moments, you know what I'm saying? we men don't want, like, when we're silent, we don't want the our wives, girlfriends, whatever, like, to keep asking us, talk to me, talk. We don't want to hear that, because at that very moment, it's too much for us. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to process everything that's going on at that particular time. Because not for nothing, you know, you women, you guys manage your emotions a lot better than us. You get what I'm saying? You guys know how to navigate your feelings and things like that. We at times, and I don't know, I can't really speak for everybody, but I speak for myself. We at times, me personally, like, you know what I'm saying, at times our emotions can be all over the place. So when we get silent, that's kind of like us safeguarding ourselves and letting us woosah, calm down. We're kind of up in our head for a moment. You know what I'm saying? We got, the barrels are rolling. A lot of things is going on, but we're trying to, like, make sense of everything. You know what I'm saying? So once we make sense of everything, then we're able to express and say what we got to say. But at that very moment, if we got somebody hovering, and then we just, like, in our head, we like, yo, shut the fuck. Like, what the like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, in that moment, the silent treatment, for some, I know for myself, a silent treatment is more like me just trying to process everything. Because, like, if I'm getting silent and then I don't say nothing, that don't necessarily mean that I'm not going to. It's just that I'm trying to process everything, so then when I say something, I'm not saying something stupid. I'm not saying something disrespectful. I'm saying something actually that making perfectly good sense, So, man, I don't know if that makes any sense for everybody, but I know for me, that's how I finagle it, Yeah.
Yeah, if I go silent, like, I may be silent, like, on the outside. Inside, it's like, yeah, you remember them old action movies where they be sitting there, it'd be the screen, they doing all this with their fingers and throwing stuff everywhere, and then all the math equations flying through, and all these big words I can't pronounce is flying through. Like, yo,
doing the,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's what be going on in my head. I'll be like, and it sucks if you have somebody that you can't have that conversation with. Like, then you stuck on that island alone to sit there and have all these words and equations flying past your head while you sitting there trying to be like, damn, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, shout out to the plug, man, because if I didn't have my green, man, I'll be out here wilding on the island. Yeah, I'm saying, like, for real. Like,
listen.
I ain't gonna lie, man, because they not to go off subject, but I said I had a psychiatrist. They prescribed me, like, pills, and I'm like, they told me the side effects. I said no, because I haven't smoked weed since, like, I was my, like, 19, 20. They told me the side effects for them pills. I said, nah, I'm too young. I can't have that side effect. I'm too young.
Wait, not 1920. Hold on.
No. No, not 1920. A vampire up here. Nah.
I was gonna say,
wait. Give me your skin regimen. Give me whatever your. Give me that. You can't hand that over.
100 and some years old up here.
My man was in a Lazarus pit. He was down here.
Like, what? I got questions. Like, I was about to be like, did you win the lottery? Do you have a secret? Like, what's happening? Do you have a time machine? I mean, something.
That's funny as hell. Nah, I just took a swim in the Fountain of Youth, but
where is it? I'm gonna need a map.
Oh man.
Those signs that you've seen up there, tell us where it's at. They've been telling you. They've been telling you where they at.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go out back first, and then I gotta take my medicine And when I take the medicine, the words and the equations slow down. They're not going, oh, okay. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so we got to recap. Okay, so we be checking in offline. Cool.
There you go. There you go. Wait. Yeah, I think if you have somebody, like I said, if you have somebody that can sit there and talk to you about it or talk you through it, cool. But if not, man, I gotta sit here in that quiet corner, like, and figure it out. And I think that's one thing as men. That's what we're taught to figure it out. And it's not, it's, our grandfathers, and sometimes I know, like, and it was different times, but like my grandfather, like he made a lot of stuff happen, and he dropped out of school like at I want to say 8th grade, and he made a lot of things happen. He put a few of his grandkids through private school. He raised 7 kids. He did his thing, so sometimes I'll be like, damn, and them times too, because we know at our grandfather's ages, they 80s and 90s already. So that, back in them days, it was wild, so and I think his grandparents were like, I think they were still like, when he at that age, I think they was like picking cotton or something crazy out there in them fields in Mississippi somewhere. So sometimes I think about that and be like, do I really have that room to be tripping when they did more with less, but it's different times now, like, but sometimes that thought helped me push forward, thinking of people who do a lot of things and have these uphill battles in life that they deal with, whether it's, and they still find a way to keep pushing. So yeah, that if I'm quiet, if you can't really help me, if you really want to help me and talk through this, come talk to me through it, and I don't need the pouting, don't need the eyes rolling, the sighs, whatever else, anything, raspberries. I don't need none of that type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, we don't need none of that. Anything I don't look like I know what raspberries is, huh? I know what blowing.
Wait, no. I was like, wait, you mean on the cheek, right? Like you don't want them like to be like, never mind, it's gonna go a whole different way. Anyway,
no.
I get it. I it took me a minute, but I got it. But I'm hungry, so that could just be my mind, right? I literally was like, berries sound real good right now. That's where I was.
hey, but a lot of men is, that silent, it sucks when they get to that point of silence, because that means everybody's been doing a terrible job at communication, and it's like whether the woman or the man be quiet in the situation, they both feel like they have to deal with things on their own. That that suck as well. So yeah, get that quiet treatment. It's not. I don't think it don't necessarily mean it's bad all the time, because like my man Vic said, like, sometimes you got to just have that moment. Like, all right, give me a few seconds. Let me think about it, because if you do talk to me right now while the pressure is high and one of those eye rolls, the size or whatever the case happen, the raspberry happen, it's going to be bad. It's going to be like category 5 hurricane or tornado in this joint, so just give me a time to back up and get my thoughts out, especially if you're not capable of being able to help me or have a healthy conversation of what's going on or why I'm affected. Because a lot of times we could be quiet and people just walk past like, oh, you haven't noticed, like yesterday I was all happy go lucky, whatever the hell, and now today I'm just like just damn near dead to the world here, sitting here. I'm damn near a corpse sitting here. You see this face? So they'll a lot of people don't know, if there is something going on, and that's why a partner or somebody that's uh there 100% can pick up on that and be like, hey, what's going on with you? How you doing? You doing all right? And a real partner would know if you lying. Like, no, yeah, I'm good, nigga. Please, come on, fam. Let's be real. You not tell me, or come on, man. Like, tell me what's going on, or whatever the case. So that silent place, man, it's never good when people go silent. It's never good, but at least have somebody that could talk you out of that. Like, we need women that really care of their significant other being in dark places or things of that nature. Like, cause as time go on, time's getting harder. We got, so for a man, I mean, if you ain't got it together in 2026, hey, it's tough for a man out here. It's people still going homeless. It's a lot of stuff on men's brain because they sometimes they don't have that outlet. And some men had it and be fine without it, but it's still a nice amount of people who go through things alone, and probably would be better if the silent thing, if they did have somebody to talk to and not silence all the time.
Isaiah?
You still with us?
See the camera.
We can't.
I know he was having some audio.
I know. Okay, we'll come back. All right, I'm going to close this out with this question on this topic. And then we're going to get into a quick little wrestling. If your younger self or a son, nephew, or a young fan from your community came to you tonight and confessed they were drowning in anxiety or depression, how would you respond to them compared to how the men in your life responded to you? Ooh, that was a deep one. Ooh.
I'll respond with empathy for one. I would I kind of had that kind of situation with my oldest son. Like, he just was like he dealt with a certain situation at school, and he's a real cool kid, real nice kid, handsome young fella, like, what I'm saying, a real likable guy. And he couldn't understand why the other kid was always like, trying to antagonize him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always being nice. So he came home, he was frustrated, like he was upset. He was like, Dad, like, this kid at school keep calling me this and calling me that. And I'm like, why? And then he said, oh, my shoes ain't this and my shoes ain't that. So, with children, right, you have to be careful on what you tell them or how to respond to these situations, because on one end, my mind is telling me like, what are you talking about? Like, you wearing the latest J's, or you got the Nikes on, you got the nice fit. Like, what are you talking about? And then if I go and tell my kid like, hey, go there and go roast him, go say yada yada yada, you know what I'm saying? That could spill into a whole different realm that you, as a parent, you don't even want to be dabbling into. So I explained to him, I said, listen, some people, navigate with certain things in their household. They don't know how to navigate around it. And he's about the same age as you. He going through something. He probably sees something in you that he don't see himself. And lo and behold, when I went to the school on this same issue, I seen the kid and I was right. Like, the kid was going through a lot of depressing issues. So it was like he was kind of jealous in a way. So I told him, I said, just leave the boy alone for now. Stay away. Eventually it'll die down. Lo and behold, later on, the boy came and apologized to him. Came and apologized to him. He just was like, I'm sorry. I was going through this and that, and it had nothing to do with you. You are a cool guy, blah, 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 whatever. But if I went and told him, like, yo, go, start, whatever, that wouldn't have been right. You know what I'm saying? And in the back of my head, I was exactly. And in the back of my head, I was thinking that because I went through stuff like that. Of course, I didn't, when I was coming up, I never had what my kids have. You know what I'm saying? I used to have the Bobos. They cost $1.99. I had the Bobos. I had, you know what I'm saying? My mother, I ain't had the latest fashions or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I used to get teased all the time, but I had to just shrug it off and just keep it moving, until I got older. Then I was able to buy my own things and get my own stuff for myself. So he don't have to go through that. I don't be wanting them to go through that. But when they do go through that, I have to remember as a parent, I can't get into my feelings and tell him or my daughter to go do something they ain't supposed to be doing just because I feel like this kid is wrong, which I know the kid is wrong, but so I had to swallow my pride and basically let him know, how to navigate through it, and he got through it, and he never had that problem again. So
that's dope.
It really is.
Ben?
I would have a conversation like, hey, everything's not going to go your way. That's one thing we have to understand. Everything's not going to go your way. Even if you have it planned to a T, everything's not going to go your way. And one thing you have to remember, it's okay. It's okay if you fail. It's one thing. It's okay if you fail. Have these conversations with, a younger cousin. Hey, it's not about how the world see you. It's being comfortable with self and understanding self, and these type of things won't happen. Like for me, I feel everything I've been through in life that made me bulletproof. I was on the somebody podcast the other day, and it was like, oh, it's 3 niggas with hats on. Must be bald. I said, yeah, nigga, if my hair was cut, nigga, I'll peel my lid off, but it ain't. So you gonna get this bald cap. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things don't bother me because of things that I've been through. Like, growing up being a little fat nigga, like, yo, like that. If you think you're gonna hurt me calling me fat, you better come with it. Cause that's like a little kid. That's little kid stuff. You gonna have to say something like, ask me what you got in your 401k or your 403b or something. Ask me some grown up stuff. Like, oh, you're not about to insult me with a fat joke. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work. But I would I think for me, the thing that I how can I put it? Because it was, how would you talk to him? The way that you didn't get spoken to. So for me, I didn't receive like a lot of that type of talk from my father. You know what I'm saying? My father was a young player. That nigga was a handsome nigga, man. The nigga light eyes, the nigga almost damn near beige back then. Probably a little darker. Probably a little darker than beige. He probably a little lighter than me. At that time, nice braided hair. So, he was 20 when he had me, so I get it. I get it. I understand what I was doing at 20, fam. And so he also grew up parents that had money. So he probably was he was the youngest, probably spoiled brat. And, he was running the street. So a lot of these things I didn't get from my father. However, thank God I had uncles in my life on my mom's side. You know what I'm saying? So these things of what they told and talked to me like, hey, things are going to happen. Like my uncle always told me, it's not what you go through, it's how you come out. That's one thing he always told me. Like from youngest, even my uncle, rest in peace. Like he did time. He did time with like 5-6 years with the feds, and he got out. It was like that'll be the last time. He got out, got his truck driving license, got on the thing, and he ended up buying a house out. In California, you get money, you move away from LA. Like if you in LA, you move like an hour away from LA. That's where all the good neighborhoods at back then. Now all the neighborhoods is bad, but that's a whole nother episode. But
okay.
Hey, we ain't gonna let too much stuff stay good for too long. But that's a whole nother I was able to see that I was able to receive these talks from my uncles to help me through these things. So, if I can, anybody going through anything, that was my main thing. Like, yeah, it's messed up right now, but it's not about what you're going through. It's really how you come out. What are you applying to yourself? What have you been doing, that you're not changing to help yourself be in the best position, or even if it's, I don't know. And it's a whole nother conversation, but it's so many people still in 2026 that's hurting it. And I have a friend that's, he's having a hard time right now. And it's like, and I talk to him every day, and just to be that voice cause he don't have, it's literally just him. Like, mom's gone, pop's gone, get into it with different family members. So I try and like walk him off the ledge every day. Hey, my phone line is open, bro. Like, I understand what's going on. Don't, call me before anything. And you had these conversations like, yeah, it's messed up right now, but all you have to do is apply pressure. All you need is a job or whatever the case, and a hobby. You need a job and a hobby, and sit and go sit down somewhere and let it stack, and do what you're gonna do. And he, like my man was saying earlier, you can't save everybody. You try and save everybody, hey, it'll never work unless you just some multi-millionaire. Even then, you still gonna end up being a thousandaire if you trying to save everybody. But I would have these conversations, man. Like, hey, that's what I live by. It's not what you go through; it's how you come out. And if anybody say anything, hey, screw them, man. You keep it pushing, and if you have a dream that you believe in, believe it. Unless it's undreamable. Like I wouldn't tell my kid like you can be the president because hey, we didn't have one. We didn't had one. I don't know if it.
Technically, if since anybody can be president, I guess it's very possible.
Okay, here we go. Mm-mm.
Sorry, he said it. I'm just saying he said it. Technically,
not anybody. Okay, that's the
anybody. Because anyway, but yeah, I get you. So I do appreciate y'all for sharing. I'm so sad Isaiah is not here. I appreciate you guys for sharing, and I hope you guys stick around. We only got like a couple more moments because it's a speed round. We're gonna do our speed round a little different, just because there's a lot of wrestling this weekend. But like I said, it's gonna be different. Hold on, you have your hand up. What you about to say?
Me?
Ooh.
Yeah, you.
Oh no, no.
You wasn't.
I was gonna say the speed round. Also, because we're gonna do it again tomorrow, the way we normally do it.
Really? Man, I was trying to get out of it. Okay.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Thank you. But are we ready for this round? You want me to play the song?
Yes. I'll do my best.
Okay.
All right. Dear God. Okay, hold on to make sure I think everybody's supposed to be.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Time out. You said you're going to do your best. Do y'all watch wrestling?
Of course.
You watch wrestling. Right, okay. Because how you said it was like, wait, I've known y'all to watch. I don't. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
I don't watch wrestling. But
that's right.
I might have
maybe surprise.
He might surprise us a little bit. Oh no, here we go.
Maybe shout out to the Brooklyn Brawler.
Ding ding goes a bell, it's the speed round thrill. Who's gonna rise, who's taking the spill? We're calling the shots, no time to chill. This is the moment to flex their skill. Who's got the bell? Who's hitting the mat? Who's taking the L? Who's got to come back? Main event mamas with spitting predictions. Fast like a jab, no need for revisions. Pick 'em quick, call a move, lay the mission. Main event mamas is a wrestling tradition. Chokehold tight or a suplex flight. Cage match chaos or a ladder fight. Tag team dreams or a solo mic. We're throwing the dice on the spotlight. Main event mamas with spitting predictions. Fast like a jab, no need for revisions. Pick 'em quick, call a move, lay the mission. Main event mamas is a wrestling tradition.
I love that song so much.
Me too. And you can get it from our season 1 mixtape if you visit our Patreon.
$5.
Yeah, that joint was dope. I ain't even going front. That joint was fine.
I done got pretty good at these. So our season 1 soundtrack, that's right.
I'm like, where is it coming from? Where is the sound coming from? I
We've been doing this the whole night.
Thanks, Ben.
It only took you almost 2 hours.
Oh my god.
It took you only so long. But yes,
Okay.
no, seriously. So like that is one of our favorites. And then, our theme song and so many others. I think there's like 8 to 10 songs all available on our Patreon. It's a pinned post. You don't even have to join to get it, but it is $5.
Represent.
All right. So, as you guys know, it is a weekend in wrestling. A weekend. 2 days of wrestling. Like we have nothing else to do in life.
Why are you like this?
What? I'm just saying. So now with WWE Night of Champions on Saturday, who do you think will leave as champion?
You want to give them choices since not everybody watches wrestling?
Well, no.
And which champion? Because it's a whole night of champions.
It's a whole bunch. It's a night of champions, but they can give me their favorite one. They can give me the one that they think, the one that comes to mind.
See, this is why.
It's different. I said this was a different. It's different.
And this is why we do
Okay,
this.
so I'm trying to remember the card.
Right. That's why I was like, do we know the card? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the card.
Because that's not fair. Because I don't even know the card.
Okay, well, how about this? Who do we think is going to win the King of the Ring? Is it Jay or is it going to be?
Oh, this is a good question.
Okay, so being a fellow Nigerian, my mind, I'm saying I want the ruler to win the King of the Ring. But I think I might have told you guys this in one of y'all videos. I feel like Brock Lesnar is going to interfere and stop him from winning the King of the Ring so Jey Uso wins. This is what I feel like is going to happen. I think he's going to interfere because there's so many signs that is pointing at him interfering in the match. Now, if he doesn't, I'll be surprised, But right now, that's where I'm thinking he's going to interfere and Jay's going to win the King of the Ring. That's how I think because he's calling Brock out every night on Raw.
Every chance he get.
He's calling Brock out, and there's only going to be a few more calls you're going to get before he show up. So I'm thinking that's going to happen, and then of course they're going to wrestle at SummerSlam, Minnesota, and that's when he's going to end them for sure. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking.
I'm not going to hold you because I did remember our beautiful wrestling Faith. She did say that is when he really was going to retire. He was going to retire at SummerSlam. So when it happened, it was like, girl, where did you get that info from? Because that's not what just happened.
I know we was about to be like, you wrong, and now look at us.
Right. Okay. Ben, do you know who these two people are?
Damn, you gonna throw me under there like that? I know who Uso is. Damn, I at least know the wrestler.
No, I wasn't even gonna do that. Wasn't me. That's all I'm saying. Wasn't me. I ain't do it.
I mean, I'm just saying. Just I don't know. So, do you believe that is true?
All I can say is, I'll mess with the Usos. So hey, I think if Joey Uso, hey, Champ. That's all I can say. Champ. And I'll leave it at that. So I don't sound crazy.
Okay. What about the Queen's Kingdom?
Whoa! What?
Whoa.
We don't get to say either.
No, I wasn't going to. It was our guest.
You see how this is? This is why I usually run the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let everybody comment, but no. Okay. Anyway, all I was gonna say is yeet, but whatever. That was it. Moving on.
She chopping everybody head tonight, ain't she? Like, do you know who those? Man.
Jeez.
I hope ain't nobody I know watching this see me get put under like that.
I told you I'm gonna make it light. I mean, it was serious the whole 2 hours, so I have to make it a little.
Was that light? It felt real vicious. Okay, but that was
yeah, so this came out with a lightsaber just chopping.
Yeah, jeez.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
it must have been a Brooklyn Brawler joke. That's what it was.
I think you brought it back.
That shows my age too. Brooklyn Brawler. Shout out to him. Man, he should have had a belt. He should have had a belt, some kind of belt. Did he have a belt?
Nah,
listen,
he never did.
I don't think so.
He literally got paid to come in and get his ass beat every weekend and showed up faithfully. I've never seen nobody get their ass beat every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Tozawa, he show up every week faithfully.
But you know,
go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but Tozawa, like if you follow Tozawa is really, really good. Like he can wrestle. When he was in Dragon Gate, if you look at when he wrestled in Dragon Gate and he wrestled now, it's two different people. You know what I'm saying? Tozawa was nice with it. Well, I don't like what they're doing with him right now, but that's another story.
Listen, he said he good collecting a check, and I'm good with him being good collecting a check. I mean, listen, now everybody gonna be up top.
Whatever is what it is. What?
It's hard out here.
Okay, so now I guess I'll just go card by card because I really wasn't going to do that. But anyway.
No, you can only do Queen of the Ring because we're gonna do this again tomorrow. No need.
Oh, see,
we got other events. Yeah, no. Just do Queen of the Ring. Okay.
Who do y'all think it's going to be? Io or Liv?
You know what?
I'm about to find these sound effects. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna look for them because really they could be the sound effect of every episode.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, not that one, but
you know what? I'm gonna go against the grain. You know, I want to say Io Sky is gonna win the Queen of the Ring, but I feel like Liv Morgan is gonna win the Queen of the Ring. That's what I feel like. I feel like she's gonna win. It's just the way they're booking her right now. They're booking her as the face of the women's division right now, and not for nothing, she's been on a hot streak for a good while now, and like I'm not saying she's like the best wrestler, but her character itself is like is getting over with the WWE. I can't say it's getting over with all the fans, but she's playing a terrific heel. And I feel like she's going to end up overcoming and beating Io Sky. I could be wrong, but right now that's what I'm thinking.
Go ahead and ask me.
I literally had it in my head like then, and then I was like, "Oh, he's gonna say it. I don't gotta say nothing."
Luna Vachon is going to win. Luna Vachon.
You
say Luna Vachon.
That was my girl.
I named my dog after her. My dog name is Luna.
Hey. You know what? That was my girl. Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know. I don't. The second lady you named.
The second one.
Win. Yeah.
She gonna win.
She gonna win.
Number two. Got it. Liz,
not the one, the two.
Not the one. She's a two. What did we? Kiara, since
Oh, me?
Yeah.
She called you out.
I know, crazy work. Who do I think is gonna win? I told you the best people who win these are usually heels. So, as much as I hate the idea of Liv winning, I really want to say neither. I know that's probably crazy, but I really don't want either one of them to be Queen of the Ring because I just feel like either way that story sucks. But unless it leads to the end of the Judgment Day, because I'm ready. I've been ready. I'm still ready. Any moment now. Boom, please. So in that case, I guess I'll pick Liv because respectfully, as much as I appreciate EO, I have zero desire to see her as
Queen. Was that number 2?
Yeah. No, that was number. Was that number 2 or number 1? I think it was number 1. Yeah.
Oh man, come on, man, it's 2.
Okay. I am going to ask this one, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Do we think Jade is going to beat Tiffany?
She better. Sorry.
Honestly, I want to see Jade beat Tiffany Stratton. I mean, Tiffany Stratton's reign as U.S. champion has been stale as I don't know what. First off, like I already felt like Jade's first run as the women's champion holding the top belt, I felt like was kind of like rushed or forced a little bit.
It was.
I felt like they should have gave her like a mid-card belt first. They should have like allowed her to build up with the mid-card belt first, and then slowly because that's usually traditionally that's usually what they do is they get the mid-card belt and they slowly build up their stock, and then eventually you know what I mean, they get the main title. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like her first title run with the main title was kind of like rushed a little bit. But I do feel that she's going to beat Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, she's a great athlete and whatnot, but I feel like her as the U.S. champion has been stale. I don't think they have made the women's U.S. belt a high marquee title. Like they just been playing hot potato with it. They ain't really done nothing with it to make me want to say, "Oh yeah, the U.S. belt." No, they ain't done nothing with it. The story sucked. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like putting it on Jay, would spice it up a little bit, especially if she's still got the baddies around her.
See, you call them the baddies too. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of what they are. You know what I mean? I know they doing the whole AEW idea thing. It's kind of what it is. They're baddies,
That's what I said. I was like, works for me. Baddies adjacent, whatever we're gonna call them that. So, didn't it?
I mean, I don't know about where y'all from, but where I'm from, a lot the women with names start with T can fight. So I'm not putting no money against anybody whose name start with a T. So Team Tiff.
Okay. You know what?
Okay.
Tara, Tiffany, Tanae, whatever T's. Them T's got mittens. See? Name must start with a T. Look at the men right there.
I'm gonna keep that.
Put the peace sign up like she'll put you out. Peace. Good night.
There's been many a nights, and my sister told me many times she doesn't have bail money, and I'm like, that's a lie because you can. But
Exactly.
But I do try to keep myself out of trouble. Okay, the younger me was more of a hothead than I am today.
As I told her.
Don't get it confused.
Thank you. Ain't nobody got time.
Don't get it confused. She's still there. She's just deep in here.
Anyway.
Damn. All right.
Okay.
So.
Damn.
I actually believe you. I think Stephanie's going to come back too. Now, do I think that's going to cost her champion? Her Queen of the Ring?
Liv, you mean?
I don't know. I'm actually hoping that Raquel turns on her. And that's why no one becomes Queen of the Ring, because it gets disqualified because they turn on Liv.
You are always here for a disqualification.
I am, because neither one of them deserves to be Queen of the Ring.
Listen.
Anyway, I digress.
You didn't. You were right. But honestly, if here I have a lot of problems with this, because y'all know, if you watch this show, then you know Kiara has a problem with all the booking of the women's division. Pretty much everywhere, to be honest. But in WWE in particular, I could write a dissertation. Because no. Everything kind of sucks across the board. But I love Stephanie. So may my fellow Aries Queen return immediately and soon. Because she's the only one I see that is championship caliber right now. However, shout out to Jade for reminding us this week, I was going to hold this till tomorrow, that her wig was both sold and glued in, and it was Charlotte's fault that it came. We'll get more into that later. But I was like, that was real important, because we really had a whole segment on that last week. But I just wanted to let y'all know. Y'all out there talking junk about her, talking about the wig wasn't glued, and it was both. Either way, I feel like the U.S. title, I almost don't care. Because they don't care. So if you don't care, then why do I care? You know,
and if it don't go back on Chelsea, I don't know.
Chelsea's the only one who can make it work, but the problem is if you don't write the stories, if you don't build the competitors, if you don't keep putting everybody in the daggone tag team. Thank God Bailey is free. The tag team situation. Hallelujah. But like beyond that, like y'all don't care, so why should we care? Which I feel like is extremely unfair to the incredibly talented women there. That's all y'all getting tonight.
Okay, cool. All right, next thing. Do you guys watch any independent wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ben, probably not, but it's okay.
Damn.
So
more shots fired. More of those.
I think I'm
need the way he looked at the camera.
You know what I'm saying?
I really need therapy after a podcast.
I think you might need to. You might need to just find that number and dial it up.
Where's my medicine at? I'm tired of this. Go puff the magic dragon.
Grandpa. That's too damn bad. All right.
How are we here? Okay.
So we have an independent wrestling event this weekend with Ashe Wrestling, right? And I was hoping Ashe would be here so he can chime in. With the indie scene on fire right now, what is a standout moment? What do you think a standout moment will be if you watch this event? Or even, who do you think is a standout independent wrestler right now?
I think one of the standout wrestlers in Ashe is the most diabolical guy on that roster, Mr. Darius Carter. That
100%.
That dude is crazy. I think. I mean, honestly, you know, I pick him as one of the standout guys. I also the honorable mention as far as standout. I just put them in a group, the Ugly Gang. You know, I think.
Is that their real name?
Yeah, that's that group name, the Ugly Gang.
Yes,
yep.
Oh my God, it was so fun. I could tell you, going there was so yesterday. Fun.
Not you seeing him at the mall yesterday. I am done.
I don't think that was them. Anyway,
that was them. Again, but I don't think it's them.
Yeah.
I don't think it was at the mall. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
They could have been at the mall. They probably weren't at your mall.
Hey, you never know.
Hard to say. I don't know.
But
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I think the Ugly Gang is going to have a standout moment as far as what's going on that night. I think they're going to be standout moments too. But yeah, I think the number one standout moment is going to come from Darius Carter because he's wrestling against Caprice Coleman, and That's the match. This match I definitely want to see because they're very, very similar in like their wrestling style. They're very, very similar, and I want to see how this is going to turn out. Is Caprice going to win the title, or is Darius going to end up retaining? But either way, I know it's going to be a cliffhanger to the ending as far as that match. So yeah.
Okay. Ben.
This is
Believe
super.
it or not, I have no answer for this one.
This is.
I mean, I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you, Ben. Technically, I don't know either. So.
Oh, but you throwing up peace signs when you don't know. I don't know. I'm getting chopped up.
Yes, absolutely.
Kiara, did you want to chime in?
No, only to say I'm really excited. I got to see it in person around my birthday. I dragged my entire family there, and we had such an amazing time. And you're right, Darius Carter enjoyed every minute of his match back in March, and I am so excited. It's on YouTube for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. It's on YouTube for free, so we definitely will be covering it in one of our wrestling wrap-ups because there's a lot of wrestling this weekend. There's a lot of events, and your girl, I don't drink energy drinks, so we just gonna have to pace it.
All right. So now.
Yes, AEW's women's division is the worst right now.
I was about to get there. Hold on,
I'm sorry, I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. I was like,
I was gonna get there. I was gonna tie it in to the question to the thing.
Sorry.
And then, I was getting there. Okay, so AEW Forbidden Door is also Sunday. Which cross promotion match steals the entire weekend? Really? That's what you asked me? That's kind of crazy. But yes, I do agree. The AEW's women's division sucks. Anyway.
I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. Well, shout out to you.
She's talking.
No, I am talking. I asked you a question. You watch AEW? You're just agreeing, disagree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victor, do you watch AEW?
Oh yeah, of course. So all right, I know you guys said y'all didn't want to like spill too much of the card or whatever.
Well, you can tell us your takes though.
Yeah. Can you? I'm trying to remember the crossover, man. I wish I had just pulled it up.
Let me tell you. We got Tekla and does that say Starlight Kid?
Yep.
From Stardom.
Okay.
There is Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. There is
it Maya's World? Maya's World, isn't she from somewhere else? She's not from AEW.
I think Mercedes and Maya World. I'm excited about that one.
Maya World wasn't she on Ashe at one point?
I think so.
I feel like
because I was like, her name sounded familiar to me.
Yeah, she. I think she was on Ashe at one point. Yep. Yeah, I think I remember seeing her on Ashe. I feel like for Mercedes Moné versus is Mercedes facing her, right?
Yeah, Mercedes.
Right? Okay.
It's the finals of that Owen Hart, I think. Isn't the finals? I don't know. I never get this.
Yes, that is the Owen Hart's final.
Oh, heck. That's who Will Ospreay is again? I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay, so for that match in particular, I'll start with the Maya World joint. For that match in particular, I feel like they're slowly building Mercedes Moné because they're going to get her to face Tekla for the main title. So I feel like Maya's going to put up. It's going to be a banger. The match is going to be fire, but I feel like Mercedes Moné is going to win. Now, mind you, the way they building Maya, she could do the upset, you know what I'm saying? And then they could just do the continuation of, you know, when Sasha was stripped of all the belts, she kept losing all the matches and whatnot. they could just do a continuation of that, and that just could be the breaking point. And then after that, they could just put her back on the winning streak again. But I think they're done with that, and they're just she's gonna win. But it's not gonna be one of those, like she's gonna steamroll. Yeah, they're gonna put on a classic. I probably say it's gonna be similar to when she wrestled against Athena. They're gonna put on a show. That match was fire. It's probably gonna be one of the matches of the night. I'm just predicting that.
That's why they should have brought Athena over. See, this is what y'all. That's why y'all should have just brought her over to AEW. Because then we would actually have more of a women's division. If you never.
They should have. Yeah, I agree.
It's fine. A fight all day. That's right, Mercedes all day. You're right. First of all, I couldn't vote against her if I wanted to because she looks amazing. Whatever she was doing with her time off, girl, it was giving amazing, glorious vacation. So I'm like, whatever you were doing, amazing. But do I think if they're building this person up for Tekla, it can't be Maya World.
Yeah.
It can't be her. It has to be Mercedes. Because that's the problem with AEW's women division. They don't really have... They always build one star at a time, which is ridiculous. Because then you're like, who does that person go against? And then do all these little squash matches. And then you're like, who do we care about this match? I told you, I felt that way when Chris Statlander was the champ. I was like, why? Oh, it's because everybody else left and went on vacation. Cool. Once they lost Tony and Mercedes at the same time, it was a done deal. Like it was just going to be like walk, like a Charlie Brown movie, like, T-shirt. Like you were never going to get a real contender because they don't invest in them. So, and their matches are quick, which is annoying. So at the very least, we know if a Mercedes match is happening, it's not going to be quick. I don't know if she got in her contract or what it is, but hers ain't quick. So I'm really enjoying. I'm excited to see Maya and Mercedes tear it up. So that's my thinking here. But who else?
Ben.
I was like, there's some good stuff. He's like, listen, stop asking me these questions. I don't want nothing to do with this.
I don't want to leave him out. I don't like.
I'm gonna answer to the best of my ability.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Hey, I'll just say Maya World. You got the singer Maya.
I knew you was going to do it.
Maya Angelou. It's so many great Mayas in the world.
Oh my gosh!
Why wouldn't this Maya just come take over the world? I mean, it's in her name. It's like been ready. Like you've been ready, Maya, ready for the world. Like come on.
Okay. Okay.
Maya World.
Cool.
This is good.
Solid evidence.
See, look, I got you. You worried about me? See, he's doing what I would do. Like who? Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one. I don't even know who else that is. It's that one.
Sound good enough,
right?
Don't get my frustration.
Okay.
Hi, Ariel. I know you've been hanging. Swerve and Osprey. Okay, I know. Wait, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I know you like. Wait, what is happening tomorrow? We're gonna have our wrestling episode.
I promise you.
And you will get all the tea. Because you know me, I got to start with all my hot takes. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So believe me, tomorrow we're going to get into all of it because you know how much I love giving Kiara's AEW hot takes. And we're going to make sure we have time for that tomorrow.
Yep. I'm no longer producing. See? That's going to be great. Anyway, then we also have TNA, Slammiversary. Is there going to be a surprise return or a shocking title change coming?
I feel like I feel like there's gonna be some surprise returns, but I don't know who. But I know there was some rumors that a few people are returning, but I didn't click on the spoiler to really see on who it was. But I did hear some rumors, from a few vlogs or whatever. But I feel like because Mike Santana's contract is going to be up soon, so I feel like he's going to drop the title because WWE's high on Mike Santana. So I feel like they're they're gonna try to bring him into NXT and eventually bring him up to the main roster. He's probably not even gonna spend that much time on the NXT because
he spent a lot of time there. He also spent a lot of time down there. Like he went down there as like one of the guests during like some NXT event, and the crowd was over the moon. So I'm like, they won't keep him there. They won't. Yeah, they won't keep him there that long. There's no way.
Yeah, they're not gonna keep him there. And not for nothing, TNA got a lot going on right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? They lost. Tommy Dreamer's out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they could quite possibly, allegedly, be for sale. So they got a lot going on right now. So this right here, for all you TNA fans, look, I'm a TNA guy. You know what I'm saying? I was watching TNA a lot, especially when I used to live in Florida. I used to go to all their shows. But I got to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? TNA right now is at a point where, like, it's going to be a hit or miss. If they don't strike gold at Slammiversary, all this about the Tommy Dreamer is going to be proven right. You know what I'm saying? Because they already saying creatively the direction that they were going in wasn't legit. They feel like they're possibly going to be bringing in Road Dogg. You know what I mean? From bringing him in. So they're already doing that. So. And I also felt like, TNA was like a feeder system to WWE. They were taking all their best wrestlers.
Are.
Yep.
Still are.
Mike Santana is going to be out of there. I promise you, Moose is going to be out of there.
Leon Slater is going.
Definitely Leon Slater. Definitely
they've been waiting. They've been biting their
But you know what? If they could put Leon and Javon together and give them tag team. I mean, granted, I know the Street Profits just got it. I'm so sorry, but we got like 2. Give it to them. It's over.
Well, the problem is we don't have a tag team division, so do we really want to do that?
Well, maybe that's what they're missing.
No, it's not.
It would be interesting. You're not the only one that said that about them.
I mean, we love they were so good on Saturday Night Main Event that I was devastated. We were devastated they didn't win the titles. We were like, how could you not? This is perfect. It's perfect, really. And those two would be really good together. So I would really love to see them together. But Leon is leaving. Leon is absolutely getting a nice paycheck, a bump, bringing him in to do magic. That's what they're going to do. I do think they'll probably start him at NXT, though, because, frankly, I hope they do, so he can sit under Shawn Michaels' learning tree.
You know who I feel bad for with all these things going on with TNA? I feel bad for Ricky Sosa. Because Ricky Sosa came in there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad for Ricky Sosa. Because Ricky Sosa is fired. He came in there and, like, all this stuff started happening out of nowhere. And now it's like he's barely on TV. He just came back not too long ago. I don't know. They said something about he had visa issues. I don't know how true it was.
Well, everybody's having visa issues because of the state of the visa.
Yeah. All right, so it probably definitely is true then.
Everybody having visa issues because you can't get them unless you got that golden ticket.
Yeah, I know. But I just feel bad for him and his talent because he really is dope. And now they're going through this whole transition, so. You know, what could happen? The good thing about it is that if Leon Slater does leave, which we all know he is, it's in good hands with Ricky Sosa. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Sosa can hold that fort. The question is, can they hold the fort as far as staying on that AMC network? That's the whole thing. Because
I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know. Because I will say they did do some partnerships. So crazy enough, they did announce a couple partnerships this week. So they're based, to be fair, I think the person in charge right now is doing a good job of getting those partnerships. And I think that's why the WWE thing worked, because they're trying to build kind of like a WWE system where it focuses more on, you make more money from your partnerships and your subscriptions and your sponsorships than anything else. So it's like you really want to add that level of revenue for them because they need it to survive, period. Because their stories are pretty much bankrupt right now. Like, ever since the NXT, like I thought the NXT and the TNA thing was going to be good, and it was good for a time. But then when it was time for them to stand on their own, they didn't have the people. They didn't have anything because it was never built up for them to stand on their own. And I'm like, a part of that is not having the pipeline ready. Then they kept losing all these people. And I'm like, y'all need a pipeline, which is why they also were going to partnering at OVW to build their own. So I can't see it selling anytime soon. I think what they're doing, he's restructuring it to be more like WWE's cost structure to bring in revenue that is not traditionally brought through TNA. Like TNA makes their money from fans and merchandise and TV deals, but they really need that extra enterprise piece, corporate piece, or they're not going to survive.
Yeah, I agree. And Tony Khan said he's not interested in the TNA.
He ain't buying it. He ain't buying it. I thought he was selling ROH. He need to do something, because that is just sitting there also dying in the corner. Like, he don't need to buy nothing else. Okay? No. Respectfully.
Okay.
That being said.
Last one, since we're being on NXT. With NXT Great American Bash, which rising star cements their spot on the main stage?
Evil. I don't think that's his name.
It's Naraku.
Thank you. Somebody was trying to tell me it last time and I forgot because it's been a while. Say it again.
Naraku.
I say he cements his moment. It's his moment. I don't even know how to feel.
I think Evil too. I think Evil as well. He's going to capture the NXT title. He's going to beat what's his name? Tony D'Angelo.
Tony this week? Oh my God.
What'd you say?
You see what he did to Tony this week?
Yeah, I seen he burned his eye. He did the old who did that? There was another wrestler that did something like that.
It's
Aleister Black and Damian Priest did that.
But then but Keith what's his name? Keith somebody who was in NXT. Who they did that a couple years. Someone even did it. They did it like a visual. It was back in like 2009, and then they did this, and it was like, see, Keith, whatever. What's his name? He doesn't wrestle. I mean, he probably wrestles somewhere, but he doesn't wrestle. Like they put him in the main roster, and then he left.
I don't think they did that to him. I don't remember them doing that. Alexa Bliss did it during the pandemic. That's true. So I was like, it's happened, but the way it happened with Cross, you mean? He said, no? Okay, I don't know. What I am telling you is that this one was way better than any of the ones we've seen recently by the sheer level of blood and destruction. With Damian Priest, he just had a red eye. You know what I'm saying? We was like, dang, that's crazy. But it didn't look as scary. Or the way Tony looked, I was like, somebody get that man into a hospital immediately.
Yeah. You felt like his whole face was going. You felt like he was going to be Two-Face after he get operated on. Yeah.
I was like, he gonna have a mask. He gonna be like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Or he's going to need the coin, start flipping the coin with the two faces on his front and back. Yeah. Two-Face.
100%. That was insane. I will say, but that's one of the things I do love about NXT, and I do think they get it right, is they tell full stories. They build these characters, with the exception of Miss Parker.
Oh, don't get me started on Miss Jada.
I don't know what's happening there. Her and Natty's not working.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
I feel like they need to tell a different story. That's not the story. I love Natty. I love Jada. I don't love their chemistry.
I'm trying to figure out why they of all ways to build Natty's character, why do it against Jada Parker? I feel like they could have found somebody else to use and basically have that story told. Because I feel like if they was going to have her face Jada Parker, then Jada Parker should have been the one came up victorious. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And not for nothing, like it could have been like, okay, she come up victorious, but then Natty gets upset and attacks her from behind, and then both characters can still be at their high point. You know what I'm saying? But the way they doing it, it's almost like they burying Jada. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling that at all.
Yes, everything you just said, it does feel like they're burying Jada, which is very. I think what they're trying to do is in NXT, they also try to give them these extra layers. They did that with Roxanne because remember she was happy-go-lucky, and then once her homegirl was injured, then they turned her bad, and she was really delicious as a little bad character. I was like, go ahead, girl. To the point where they're riding with that as she goes to the main roster, right? Like where this is bad Roxanne until she cuts Liv, I feel like, which is going to happen. But then and I feel like they do that, like even with Kalani, like she found her niche as a heel. So I feel like that's one of those things where I was like, give it, girl. That is fire. Like her and Jada's feud, that was very fun. I was sad that ended because those two together were really great. And the things that were happening with Jada and Kalani felt real. Like she outside in the car waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? And that felt real. Versus her walking around looking for Nat. It just don't feel, and maybe respectfully, Natty's not the best actress for some of these things. So it doesn't really like carry the weight that maybe it should. But I think what they're trying to do with Jada is they're trying to give her that soft side, which is a failure. Because that's not the Jada we need. We need the Jada who's the girl around the block with the attitude, who will cut you, will go swinging. That's the one I want. You don't need to give her no additional layers right now. And I think they were trying to see, like, by having her cry and have her like in a ball on camera. And I'm like, girl, well, that's not you. And it's not her. And I think you can very much see it's not working because it's not her. Now, if she approached Natty with the attitude that we know and love, that would have been a different story.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, like, I feel like I know what they're trying to do. It's just that I feel like they're doing it the wrong way. Like, you know, like I'm not going to go as far as say that Natty's not a great actor. I just feel like she hasn't been her character, as far as her character now, who she is now, she hasn't been put in those type of moments to showcase that she really can do that. You know, the last time we seen her hold a belt, what was it, like 2000 and
a long time. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. And at that time she was super green, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like now, you know, I feel like her character's more seasoned or whatever. And I do see what they're doing. I just wish they did, you know, they just did it a lot better than what they're doing now. There's a way you could build up both characters without having to take down another one. You know?
Well, the low-key legend character is a good character. I feel like that's a solid character, and we have been waiting for it. Mm-hmm. But then when it got there, it just don't make sense. Maybe it's that character who doesn't make sense against Jada. I don't know. It's just something. And now she got like Nikita Lyons and Carmen
Petrovich. Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And Nikita just won the Evolve Women's Championship.
She just won the Evolve Women's Championship.
She did, which most improved award, okay? Because yes, ma'am, most improved. You look good, you wrestle good. I was very not prepared. I'm glad they didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that they held her down until she got what she needed, because she got it now.
Well,
it was rough. It was rough, Ben. Okay. It was rough out there.
Okay.
If you had seen some of them things, you would have been like,
wait, okay. Ben, do you have anything to add or contribute? Do you know who any of these people are?
We should have brought pictures up, because at least Ben can look at something pretty while we out here.
Well, I've been following.
Pretty. Okay, sorry.
I've been following TNA for years. To be honest with you, since I was like in junior high, I've been watching TNA for a long time. So, yeah, that's that.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a fun weekend. That's all I know. Mm-hmm. We're gonna all be talking. I'm gonna be on Threads, having my thoughts and feelings. You have to follow me, because y'all know between Love Island and this, I'm gonna need therapy.
Oh, I'm gonna need it for sure after this. Soon as aromatherapy, I'm gonna go have some aromatherapy soon. Soon as y'all cut me loose, the aroma of therapies will be.
Yeah, I held him hostage to the wrestling piece. He like, listen.
Well, that's why I'm gonna say thank you guys. I thank you to you, Victor, to Ben, to Isaiah. I appreciate you guys. Everybody in the comments, thank you. We see you. I appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk wrestling, because we know some of y'all stuck around to listen to wrestling, and I gave you just a taste. But we'll get into it how we normally would do it tomorrow. So I would love to turn it over to her so she can do her part, and then I can do my part. And then
Can you tell who normally runs the show? Can you tell? She's like, back to you.
Yeah, back to you. Like, oh, excuse me. I wasn't even ready.
I have done my job.
and she hit the polls on you. Ain't that about it?
I did.
Jeez. Okay, and with that, we had a blast today. I hope you enjoyed our conversation on men's mental health. Again, I want to reiterate what Tanisha said. Ben, Victor, Isaiah, we really appreciated having you guys here with us today for this super important conversation. And beyond that, we want to remind you that we are actually, truthfully, 100% a podcast. So you can listen to us where, Tanisha?
You can listen to us on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Podcasts, and YouTube Music.
Perfecto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
She said that cheesing right? The whole time.
And you can follow us. Where can you follow us, Tanisha?
You can follow me, Tanisha, at Tanisha_MamaPod on Instagram and on TikTok. Kiara, you can follow her on Content Vixen on Twitter. And then Kiara MamaPod everywhere else. No space, no underscore. And guys, where can they follow you guys?
Go ahead, bro. Let's go first.
You can follow me almost everywhere at The Real Ben Ready. Well, I think that might be everywhere. The Real Ben Ready. Twitter. I'll barely be on Twitter. But you can follow me on Instagram. I'll be on Instagram and Facebook a lot. Yeah, that shows my age. I know. But yeah, at The Real Ben Ready, come holler at me. If you want a good chuckle or some crazy conversations, holler at the guy. Partner round coming in September.
Nice.
Yeah. You can follow Bars Wrestling Media on Instagram. You can follow Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast on Instagram as well. You can follow Bars Wrestling Media on TikTok. You can follow Bars Wrestling Media on Facebook. You can subscribe to Bars Wrestling Media on YouTube, and you can subscribe to Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast on YouTube. If you're into hip hop, rap, whatever. I'm an artist, so you can follow Got Bars on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, all that good stuff, And my podcast, Bars Wrestling Media and Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast with my co-host, Darkwing Dub. We are available on all the platforms that she said. We're all available on all those. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me. This was a dope discussion. You know what I mean? You guys need to do more. You guys are naturals. You guys need to do more of these. This is cool. I would like to see more of these. I definitely would like to be a part of any one of them that y'all do next time. Just holler at me. I like this. This is dope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have fun too. Long as I'm not getting thrown under the bus. You know.
Well, if you come on Midnight Confessions, the confession booth, you never know where it'll take you. We've had a lot of confessions. I want to remind you, you can follow us on TikTok, and we have a brand new TikTok channel, y'all, for our reality TV people. And y'all are like, y'all talk TV, but we never find you. But we gonna do that for you, so you can sit in on Kiara's Love Island confessions, because there's so many things I need to talk about, particularly about Casa Amor. Like, I am struggling that I have not seen the episode yet. But beyond that, you can also find us at Main Event Mamas podcast at TikTok, on YouTube. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, send a friend, share with everyone. On X, on Facebook, on Twitch. I see y'all 5 followers. Y'all growing. We love you. Keep it up. We here every Thursday and Friday for the most part, much to my sister's chagrin. And we have 2 communities. So if you want, you can pop in our Facebook squad, where I like to leave my Monday Night Raw hot topics, highlights. I haven't for the last 3 weeks, though, because if y'all knew what was going on in my life with the AC and the kid, you would understand. But it'll be back next week. Don't worry. And then also our Patreon, where I put all the super backstage situations. I still got a couple clips y'all ain't seen yet. Last week with the sisters, it got real crazy on our live. And there's definitely some really funny baby behind the scenes shenanigans and bloopers. So no child was hurt in the making of any of that.
And no child left behind.
None of that either.
Hey, man, let me. Yeah,
he needed to be back here for.
Wait, I can't hear nothing. Hold on.
Yeah. You know what? I want to tap in on this sound effect thing too. I got a few sound effects. Yeah, I got a few sound effects up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if y'all be able to hear it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I got this right here. Can y'all hear it? Oh
what?
Yeah, all right.
What?
Y'all probably hear it later on the recording.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be like, what? And then as I'm looking at it, like, what did he
do? Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a good time with us anytime. You know that we will have another panel next week. It's gonna be our part 2. Next week. After?
It's the 9th. It's the 9th.
Sorry, it's the week after that. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. All right, July 9th. Okay. Yep. Yeah, exactly. July 9th is our next men's panel. And then, ladies, it's your turn. Y'all know what it is. Around SummerSlam, it's time for me to get all my female creators back together. If you didn't get a chance to join, you want to hang out with us in the confessions booth, and we can talk all things women's wrestling, any wrestling, whatever you watching on TV, your man problems. I mean, we got it all. You can just come hang and get comfy. And with that, I want to say, we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas Confessions. Night, y'all.
See you tomorrow.